everyone, welcome to my first ever YouTube nursing vlog. So I've been trying to start this vlog for a very long time, but I just kept getting discouraged. I am in Dominican Republic, and today I didn't have much to do, so I was like, why not just record and start today? So here I am starting my first nursing vlog, and again, my name is Chisom. I work as a labor and delivery nurse. I also have other jobs that I do, but labor and delivery is kind of like my primary job that I love. And yeah, so yeah, let's get into it. First of all, if you're like curious on how to become a labor and delivery nurse, this video is gonna be for you. So I'll be sharing like everything from my first year experience to the residency program and what it's like, you know, when you talk about labor and delivery nurse, people really don't understand what it is until you actually get into the specialty and experience it for yourself. Yeah, I'll be sharing all of that. And I moved to the United States in 2009 and enrolled in school right away. So as a Nigerian, there's few like professions that you're allowed to do. First of all, you can either become a doctor, a nurse, a pharmacist, a lawyer, or an engineer. So these are the 5 options that you have. And when I came, my parents made it very clear that they wanted me to go to pharmacy school, which is what I did. My mom kind of like hooked me up with some Nigerians that are in pharmacy school, so I can get encouraged and they can guide me. I was still new in America. So that was how I started my pharmacy school. Along the line, I got married and started having kids, so I dropped out of pharmacy school. Yeah, but again, I'm glad that, because like how everything turns out to be what you wanted. My first plan was not to become a pharmacist. I wanted to become a nurse, and I knew like when I was little that I wanted to become even a labor and delivery nurse. Like I love everything that has to do with women health, children. I volunteered in a lot of children facility back when I was in Nigeria, and it's something that I've always been very passionate about, that I know like one day I want to go back to my country and do something big over there. So after having my babies, I went back to school, and I was going to school as well as at the same time going through a divorce. So it was a very hard time for me, but thankfully I had my family. They were very supportive. At some point I was taking like 2 classes just so I can get a good grade, because it was a lot of stress that I was going through at the time. So yeah, when I finished my prerequisite classes, that was when I started applying to nursing school. And again, like nobody actually tells you how hard it is to get into nursing school after taking your prerequisite, which is why it's very, very important that when you're taking your classes, that you are trying to maintain good grades. Because when you start applying to nursing school, you're competing with other students that have 4.0 GPA, and with very, very low GPA, you're going to struggle to get into school, right? So you're taking your prerequisite classes and people are like, oh, don't worry, you just need 2.0 GPA to pass your class. And I'm here to tell you that yes, you do need 2.0 GPA to pass your classes, but you also need a very competitive GPA to get into nursing school. So I always say when you're taking your classes, take it very serious, because at the end of the day, you're going to need all of that grade to make it. So yeah, when I finished my prerequisite classes, I applied to different nursing school, and it was so challenging. But then I got a letter of admission from one of the colleges that I had applied, and I started off with my nursing journey. It's a 2-year program when you go to college. I remember like during the OB clinical that we had a project that we had to do. So when I did that, my OB clinical instructor was like, girl, you need to be a labor and delivery nurse. Have you like thought about what specialty you want to work in? Because I would highly recommend you go to labor and delivery. And it was kind of like funny because like, I was doing my job. I didn't think so much into it when I was doing it. So she encouraged me, and she like let me know if I need recommendation, that she's open to recommend me at any time. And I also had a couple of instructors that also told me like I need to become a labor and delivery nurse, and they were very open to writing a recommendation letter for me whenever I needed it. So that was very, very helpful to know that my instructors believed in me. So after nursing school, I went ahead and applied to different hospitals, and that was just so challenging. Most of the hospitals that I applied either were not hiring new grads or they were not hiring at the moment. And one day I was just surfing online and I saw the hospital that I currently work at right now that they were hiring, and they were hiring like new grads to train them through residency program. So that was how I applied immediately, saw the opening. And I think about a week later, they messaged me back and told me like they would like to interview me, and if I was available to like come and interview the same week. And I was like, yes, this is something I've been applying for. I was about to give up. So, but the good thing was that before I got my interview letter, I've also been doing a lot of research on what it means to become a labor and delivery nurse. I also researched all the hospitals that I applied. I tried to know their mission, their vision. Right? So these are the things that I did to prepare myself. I watched YouTube videos on how to answer interview questions, but also like within me, I knew this was my passion. So I did not struggle a lot when it comes to finding it, like preparing for my interview. So on the day of my interview, when it comes to preparation, which I'll do like a separate video to like talk about how to prepare for your interview, but just kind of like dress very neat, dress very decent, smell good, and be there at least 20 minutes before your interview time. So that way you have the time to like find where you're going, relax, and you don't want to be like running to meet up with your interview and then your heart is like pumping and all that. So when I got there, I met with the manager. We went into her office. She asked me some questions. And after that, I also asked her a couple of questions as well. And then the interview lasted about 30 to 45 minutes. And then she took me to the unit and kind of like introduced me to the nurses and showed me like around the unit, showed me some rooms and explained like the labor process. And she was like, do you think this is something that you would like? I was like, yes, this is something that I want to do. So she said, okay. And I did let her know, like, I really want this job. Like, I was like, when am I supposed to hear back from you? Like, and all that. And she told me, like, it might take a few days, but they'll get back to me and let me know if they would like to move forward with my application. As soon as I go home, the first thing that I did was to message the manager and the HR to just let them know, like, I appreciate the opportunity and the time they took out to bring me to the facility and interview me, and how I am loving the unit and would like to be part of the team. So I sent that out and they replied me like almost right away. They replied me, I highly recommend doing that. So they replied and let me know like they will get back to me in a few days. And I believe it was like the next day was when I got the email that they would like to move forward with me, and sent out the offer and let me like know I should read through it and let them know if this is something that I'm interested in. So that was how I became a labor and delivery nurse. I signed a contract. No, it wasn't actually a contract. I just signed the job offer because they weren't offering any contract. There was no bonus attached to the job offer at all. So I read it. I was like happy with it. So I signed it. And this was happening. I finished nursing school January, February, March, April, May, June. I think I finished nursing school in June. And I got the job around July. I had a lot of time to kind of like recover from nursing school and take a vacation and relax my mind before starting that job. So I thought that was really, really helpful, because it would suck to just kind of like jump from nursing school and then jump into working immediately, especially like doing 6-month residency program, right? So yeah, that was how I got my job as a labor and delivery nurse. And I've been doing this, like I say, about 2 years and still going strong. And it's something that I love to do, and I think I'm going to continue to do it. So stay tuned. The next videos I will be talking about a lot more